What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows, maybe we might get to 500 by the end of the year, only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will also open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store. Excuse me. On the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare. Because it wouldn't be the first time that I pulled a Collector's Rare, because I also pulled this. A Collector's Rare Beat Cop from the Underworld that I pulled from my Genesis Impact box opening from a few months back. Honestly, this thing looks absolutely gorgeous. The centering is amazing. I am going to be getting this graded at some point. I just don't know when though. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. Deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and be sure to follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which ties into this week's episode, which is this: which match among the card that we had last Saturday at No Mercy, which match would you have considered to be match of the year? Let me know down in the comments below. And for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the fallout of NXT No Mercy has left us with a bunch of breaking news, including the fact that we have a brand new NXT champion in the form of Ilya Dragunov, and we found out last night that Edge is no longer with WWE, and we found out that he is now with AEW, which is for a lot of us who have been WWE fans for years and only WWE fans, it's a bit heartbreaking. But at the same time, Edge kind of wanted to just he wanted to finish his career on his terms, and I don't know how long he'll be staying with AEW. I mean, if you guys know, let me know in the comments. I'm very curious about that, but that's how the wrestling business works. The only thing that they could do is, as fans, is support the decision and continue to cheer on your favorites. So with that being so all I gotta say is best of luck to Edge in AEW, and hopefully we'll see him back in WWE someday in the future. But let's get straight into NXT No Mercy with the review of NXT No Mercy. So for those who are new to the channel and do not know, every every Monday after the premium live events, I always do a review of each match of the premium live event, and I give my rating on each match from 1 star to 5, and I give my rating of the whole card itself from 1 star to 5. And this time will be no different, because we are kicking things off with the kickoff show as Blair Davenport went one-on-one with Kalani Jordan in a match that a lot of people we all kind of expected that it would be on the kickoff show, given the fact that Kalani Jordan is still trying to find her footing, if you will, not just in NXT, but in all of WWE, if you will. And honestly, I think that this was pretty much expected. We knew that that Kalani Jordan had that killer instinct, if you will. I think NXT No Mercy was the night that she needed to find it, but I don't think she was able to, with the fact that Blair Davenport was able to defeat Jordan with the Falcon Arrow to pick up the victory. But here's the thing though. Once the match came to a close, Gigi Dolan actually attacked Blair Davenport, which now leads to tomorrow night on NXT, where Gigi Dolan will go one-on-one with Blair Davenport. And honestly, I can't wait for that match. But this match, I'm giving this match 3 stars, because Kalani Jordan put up a hell of a fight, but she was no match for Blair Davenport. Now we move into the main card. Kicking things off, we got Baron Corbin versus Braun Breaker in a match based on respect. And who is the baddest in NXT? And I think after this match, I think we kind of found out who exactly was indeed the baddest in NXT, because this match went all over the place. We didn't even hear a bell until after Braun Breaker hit Baron Corbin with a spear onto the floor on the outside, and he threw Corbin into the ring, and that was when we heard the bell. And this match was all over the place, back and forth, absolutely insane. Deep six to Breaker, a Frankensteiner to Corbin. It was absolutely nasty. It was a nasty match. But the closing moment, Baron Corbin, against all the odds that Braun Breaker dished out to Baron Corbin. And with the fact that we saw Mr. Stone come back to NXT for the first time in a month? Baron Corbin was able to hit Braun Breaker with the end of days to pick up the victory. And who knows? With the fact that the fans were cheering for Baron Corbin, who knows? Maybe he might become a babyface before he leaves WWE, because there have been a lot of rumors swirling that he doesn't have that much time left in WWE. And Corbin and Baron even said it best on Corey Graves' podcast after the bell, that he doesn't know how much time he has left in the business. So we'll see. We will see what happens. But this one, 3 stars, easy. I really don't think it could have ended differently. Neither this match nor the kickoff show match. There was no other outcome except for those, in my honest opinion. But again, 3 stars, easy. Next up, we got the NXT North American title match between the champion Dominic Mysterio and the challenger Trick Williams, who won a fatal 4-way last week on NXT. And we also found out later on in the show that Dragon Lee was going to be the guest referee for that match. And this was basically pretty much everything you would expect whenever a special guest referee would be involved. Every time there's a special guest referee involved, they get attacked. They literally get attacked from out of nowhere, and it would take a second referee to come in. That referee would get attacked, and then the original referee, the special guest referee, would come in to count the 3. This time was no different. This time was no different. And even I have to admit, I was kind of, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I was expecting Dominic Mysterio to have the rest of Judgment Day lurking in the shadows to help him retain the title, but it just wasn't meant to be, because Trick Williams was able to defeat Dirty Dom with a kick to the face to win the NXT North American title, and thus the title is now back in NXT full-time rather than on Raw. And now the question becomes, now the question becomes, how's Mommy gonna react to Dom's loss? What do you think she's gonna say tonight on Raw? I think I might have an idea, but it ain't gonna be pretty. It ain't gonna be pretty. But this match, 4 stars easy. I think Trick Williams winning the NXT North American title was justified, because I talked about it Saturday, on Saturday, that when we first saw Trick Williams in NXT like 2 years ago, we knew that Trick Williams was gonna be a major X factor in the career of Carmelo Hayes, and it's true, he was indeed the ultimate X factor in Carmelo Hayes, not only becoming a 2-time North American champion, not only becoming the last ever Cruiserweight champion, but also becoming NXT champion as well. It was all because of Trick Williams and the fact that the fans wanted to see Carmelo Hayes as a megastar in NXT, and now Trick Williams is the guy. Melo, when he was North American champion, he was the A champion. Now it's Trick Williams who's the A champion, and the question becomes, who will step up? Who will step up to Trick Williams and the North American champion? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you guys might see a special episode of WWE's Biggest Issue this week, and I talk about it. Maybe you guys might. Special episode, right? Two episodes in 1 week. Is it possible? Damn right. Bound to happen? Probably, but only time. But you guys will have to subscribe to the channel to find out. But again, this match, 4 stars easy. Trick definitely earned it. Could it have ended differently? No, there's no way, because if you guys saw, it literally took all the members of Judgment Day for Dom to win the North American title, and him losing the title to Trick Williams without Judgment Day, without Mommy Rhea Ripley in his corner, basically proved that he cannot do it on his own, that he's still a baby in WWE in spite of being in WWE for 3 years. Plain simple. Next up, we got the NXT tag team titles defended, which featured the champions Channing Stacks Lorenzo and Tony D'Angelo, Diamond Mines the Creed brothers, Out the Muds Lucian Price and Bronco Nima, and of course the team of Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, once known as Los Lotharios, now no longer that. They're just simply Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And honestly, when it comes to Fatal 4-Way matches, you would expect chaos. You would expect total chaos, and we got that. We literally got total chaos. Some of the biggest highlights that we had seen from that I'm going to talk about from this match are basically this. Number one, we literally saw we saw Tony D'Angelo sprain his knee, his right knee, his surgically repaired right knee, and he was taken out throughout most of the match. And even with that, he was still able to come back into the match and fight through the pain. And it was absolutely insane. Quad superplexes, one from each corner. The Creeds to I believe Out the Mud, and then the family to Angel and Humberto, which was absolutely insane. A Brutus ball from the top rope onto the outside floor, absolutely incredible. And we even also thought that Out the Mud were going to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. They were this close. But it was not meant to be as the family was able to hit Lucian Price with Bada Boom, Bada Bing, I think is the name of their finisher. And I believe it was Stax who was the legal man. He was able to pick up the victory for the team, even against all odds, and even with a hurt knee, the family was still able to pull it off. And honestly, this one was an instant classic. I never thought that a match like that would be that damn good. 4 stars, hands down. Could it have ended differently? At this point, it's kind of hard to say. I think if there was one team who was the odds-on favorite aside from the family, it's definitely Angel and Humberto, because you would think that Out the Mud would have been the dark horses of the match. No, it was actually Angel and Humberto who were actually the dark horses of the match, given the fact that they were once a part of the main roster, some time ago. Now they randomly decide to go back to NXT, and now the question becomes, now that they no longer have that tag title opportunity, what's next for Angel and Humberto? Maybe we might see them back on the main roster at some point. It's possible, but only time will tell. But I don't think it could have ended differently, unless if the Creed still had a little extra stamina left over, in which case they could have won. But only time will tell. But we now move into the Heritage Cup, and honestly, this one was a bit controversial because when you look at Noam Dar and Butch, you got two guys who started their wrestling careers overseas in the UK. They competed in their first tournaments in WWE. They went on to win championship gold all over the world, and now it feels like as if their paths, their own destinies have now had intertwined into No Mercy, and these two guys basically showed no mercy in this Heritage Cup match. And for those who are new to British rounds, it's known by the Europeans as British rounds, and the rules are simple: 6 3-minute rounds with 20 seconds at the end of each round. It's best 2 out of 3, and when a fall occurs by pinfall or submission, that round ends. Now, normally under British rounds, if the whole match itself ends in a tie, they go to a sudden death, where it's one fall takes it. Whoever scores 2 falls wins. Under NXT under the current NXT format, if a knockout or a disqualification occurs, the match ends, and it goes to whoever knocked out the knocked out the opponent, or whoever got disqualified, the opposer would win. But under the current format, if in the event that it goes into a tie, the champion retains, which I'm assuming Noam Dar was kind of aiming for that. But here's the thing: first round, 0-0, plain and simple. Elbow to the face by Dar onto Butch. Plain and simple. Second round, Noam Dar picked up the first fall. Third round, even. Third round, even. Fourth round, Butch picked up the fall. Fifth round, even. Sixth and final round was what made all the difference. The last 90 seconds of the match, Gallus comes in. They attack Tyler Bate. Joe Coffey comes in, and he hits Butch with all the best for the bells, getting payback at him for defeating Joe Coffey in the finals of the Global Heritage Invitational, and that allowed Noam Dar to pick up the victory. Thus, Dar retains the NXT Heritage Cup. Aside from all the chaos, that was an instant classic. That's 4 stars easy. That was a 4-star match. Could it have ended differently? Yes. I feel like if Tyler Bate was prepared for Gallus, maybe he could have fended them off. But I think it probably wouldn't have mattered, because I think if Ridge Holland showed up as well, I think they would have been 100% prepared, and Butch probably could have won, but only time will tell. But I will admit, it was interesting to say the very least. But with that said, we move into the first of 2 main events. This one for the NXT title. Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov. I already talked about it. Dragunov is now the new NXT champion. Literally, Carmelo Hayes threw everything he had at Dragunov. There is a reason why Dragunov is known as the Mad Dragon. He has more stamina than anyone else in NXT. I'm not even gonna justify what happened exactly, because there were so many highlights. It literally took not 1, not 2, but 3 H-bombs. A normal H-bomb, a normal H-bomb, an H-bomb from the second rope, and then the last H-bomb from the top rope was what did Carmelo Hayes in, and Ilya Dragunov is now the NXT champion. This is an easy 5-star match. Absolutely incredible and instant classic. I never would have imagined that this match would have been an instant classic. The same way that their match at the Great American Bash was. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Could it have ended differently? It's hard to say. If Carmelo Hayes was able to kick out of that third H-bomb, I think a fourth H-bomb probably would have done him in. So there was really no way that Melo was gonna retain. But I think this is just NXT's way of telling the fans that he's done. Melo is done with NXT. He's now gonna go into the main roster. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But congrats to Ilya Dragunov. Absolutely incredible. But we now move into the main event for the NXT Women's title. It's the first time in a while that the NXT Women's title is main eventing an NXT Premium Live event. The Man, Becky Lynch, and Tiffany Stratton under Extreme Rules. Again, just like with the NXT title, so many highlights. tables, chairs, Barbie dolls, quite literally, brass knucks, chains. They literally used damn near everything but the kitchen sink. Becky Lynch even also brought out a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire, and Vic Joseph even said it best. He called her Cactus Bex, which was kind of funny, a little homage to one of Mick Foley's alter egos known as Cactus Jack. So it was kind of funny, but again, this was everything you had expected. Tiffany Stratton made it personal when she hit Becky Lynch in the back with that steel chair after their tag team match a couple of weeks back. We knew it was gonna get nasty, and it got nasty. Becky Lynch was able to pin Tiffany Stratton with a manhandle slam onto a pile of chairs to retain the NXT Women's title, and now we know that tonight on Raw it'll be Becky Lynch defending the title against Tegan Nox. But I don't know. Maybe Natalya might show up and attack Tegan Nox from behind, and she gets a rematch. Who the fuck knows? But this match, 5 stars easy, hands down. Could it have ended differently? I don't think so. I think Tiffany Stratton still has a lot to prove in WWE. Becky Lynch was just too wise, if you will, too much of a veteran to to lose to Tiffany Stratton. So all in all, the card itself, absolutely wild. History was indeed made. This was probably one of the best NXT premium live events that we've had since Stand and Deliver. This is an easy 4-star card, easy. There's really no telling what could happen next, but we'll see what happens on the Fallout episode of NXT tomorrow night. But that will do it for this week's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.